Hi guys, I'm Ryan Newsman and welcome to my fly tying channel. If you haven't already done so, consider hitting the subscribe button down below. That'll keep you up to date with everything as I upload it. My channel already contains hundreds of videos covering a wide range of both patterns and techniques, from the basic to the more advanced. So without delay, let's get on with the show. Hi there guys, so we're going to tie another bug for Atlantic salmon. So this one is going to be the brown bug, brown tail. Again, relatively simple pattern. Essentially there are only two materials in it. So using a black tie-in thread here, I'm going to take that down again till if you let your bobbin hang, you can see where you've tied to. So basically if I let this hang, you'll see that I'm roughly level with the point of my hook, and this one, as we said, is an M2 heavy in a size 8. So for the tail on this fly, I'm going to use a pinch of natural or brown deer hair. And I'm going to put this on so that it extends a little bit beyond the bend of the hook there. So these laps I'm putting on a little bit, how would you put it, lightly, so because I don't want the tail display so much, and then I'm going to actually tie it in good and firm in advance there. And we shall trim that off. And at this point I'm also going to put on my hackle. So for the hackle we're going to use like a brown or a ginger brown saddle hackle. So we'll tie that in nice and tight, and then just towards the rear here a little bit lighter. Still firm enough. So to keep all this here separate when we're creating the deer hair body, what I'm going to do is get a little bit of masking tape. So take the masking tape, and I'm just going to set the masking tape on so that it is level with the rear part of my tying. Fold it over, clip it on. So the masking tape's not overly adhesive and it's not going to damage the materials out the back, but it will mean that whenever I come to trimming my body, that I don't interfere with my tail, cut bits off it, or potentially damage my hackle. So as the fly name implies, it's brown. So I'm going to use brown deer hair. And we're going to spin that on. So I'm going to take my thread back to the rear here, set a bunch on, a loose lap or two around it, and then start to tighten into it, and that should allow it to splay all round. Then I'm winding through that, and we're just going to repeat this process then as we travel along the body. Allow it to spin, tighten it up. Now you could use something to stack your deer hair back, something like a tube. Depends how confident I suppose you are at tying on the bunches. So if you try and get them as tight into the previous one as possible, then you should end up with a relatively tight body anyway. I'm just stroking everything back as we go. Loose lap, pull it back in, let it spin round. So it's up to yourself how far forward you go. Some people like to crowd up tight then, other people like quite long looking heads, so I'm going for a longer looking one here, and that would also allow that if you wanted to tie a twirl knot or something on that, you would have that option. So now we need to just trim the deer hair. Now these are sharp scissors, but they've got that little bit of a curve in the blade of them, so that sort of helps with creating a little bit of a taper. Okay, I'm happy enough with that. If you want, you can go tighter. So now it's time just to take our masking tape off. And then we're going to wrap that hackle forward through the deer. So I'm just going to actually brush the deer forward a little bit there, so that I'm not as likely to bind it down as we go. And now we're just coming off the deer hair at the front, so I'm going to put on 1 or 2 turns of hackle there, because I think it looks better that way. A couple of turns, I've tied it in, fold it back on itself and tie over the fold, and therefore there's no way that's going to pull out. And finish off the head. Trim that off, and time to varnish it. So that is our brown bug, brown tail Atlantic salmon bug. So hopefully you like what you see. If you did, give us a like, subscribe, tell your friends, check out the other videos on the channel, and until next time, tight lines, and thanks for watching.